Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Zachary Dickinson here on a wonderful Monday early afternoon for a wonderful new week and wonderful more Marvel and DC content today being DC. Hope it's all a wonderful and blessed day so far and hope the week is off to a wonderful start. Today is an explanation and breaking down video about why Supergirl has failed, at least in the box office. Has it failed in viewers, in how people view it? That's to be determined. Views may change, but box office is the discussion today. So, have about 4-5 reasons, and let's break it down. So, the first part is the Rotten Tomatoes and audience score, where the Rotten Tomatoes came before the movie, and the audience score came right as soon as the movie was coming out. The Rotten Tomatoes score came in at 54%, and while not everyone cares about the Rotten Tomatoes score, and more so the audience score, it is a bad omen if a film is that low for a Rotten Tomatoes score. Now, the audience score was only 73, and if it's only in the 70s, then it's still also a decently bad omen to start. And so that's reason number one for why it's not really been doing well. Now, after the Rotten Tomatoes and audience scores, we have the box office projections, which helped towards this movie's downfall. And the box office initial projections for the first few days were very much low, like 60 or so million low. And that also implies perception, and other people see that as this is going to be a failure, and the media and all the news outlets that pretty much go off of all the movies and stuff see a low box office number for this type of movie, this kind of blockbuster level film, and they don't really have high expectations, and they view this film as an immediate flop if this proves to be true, which it pretty much did because it was leaked out. I'm not saying whether or not it would or would not have done the same numbers if these projections were leaked. I don't really like projections to be leaked. I would prefer if we talk about projections, say that we have the projection numbers, but we're going to wait until after we have the first weekend to go, okay, we told y'all we had projection numbers. Here's our projection numbers, and here's the actual film, and we can talk about it. But here we are where we are, and that is reason number two overall about why this film has kind of bombed. So for the third reason why this film has possibly bombed was the marketing that included Milky Alcock. She said a few controversial opinions where superhero films, not her, where in a reality of superhero films that are led by women or superhero films that are led by men, either way, men turn out more than women on an average basis of at least 50 to 70% in favor of men. And she said a few controversial things of if you don't like this movie, you're sexist or stuff like that. And so in the lead up to the film coming out, that whole bit kind of hampered down some of the projections and also some of the coverage for it, and it provided bad press. And sometimes bad press can hamper a movie overall. And because of this, this is another reason why this movie didn't have the best lead up towards people going to see it. All right, for our fourth overall reason, and we're probably going to end up having 5 in total. This will be a shorter video than normal. But our fourth reason we have is the other controversies that have since come out while this film is in theaters. One is we have a director's cut and a studio cut. We have all the reshoots controversy, James Gunn wanting to change it, them doing constant test screens, and them really not seeing it as a good movie through the test screens. And the only reason why the studio cut and the only reason why the studio cut has been released and not the director's cut is because it was test screened about 2-3 points higher than the director's cut. And so we started off this film with not the best of marketing, with Rotten Tomatoes and audience score, opening weekend projections, the main actress not really doing the best in overall stuff, and all this and that. And then all during the release, we also have the controversies attached to it. So that is every reason I know of and that I can explain of as to why Supergirl has pretty much failed. The only other reasons would be it doesn't look as good as the comic book, and that does have. And even though the comic book isn't the most wildly successful of all the comic books, it's still a decently success, a short run of a comic book, and the movie doesn't look as good, and it does look watered down to a degree. And so that is every reason I say for as to why this movie has basically flopped, bombed, or whatever in for the second movie of the DCU. But Marvel had the Incredible Hulk as the second ever movie. And so we're not over yet with the DCU. We had a great movie, and then I would still say Supergirl is good, but we need box office hits for this DC universe to hit with us. And this one wasn't a hit. And so I thank you all for watching. If you haven't watched this, if you just watched a single bit of it, I thank you as the same. If you are watching this, like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We'll be back in 2 days with why Ultimate Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man series. That is the series that came out in 2012 to 2016. And so, I thank you. Goodbye. God bless you all, and have a great and wonderful rest of your Monday afternoon.